Hello and welcome to the third episode of my quest project. Today we are going to be talking about triads in Greek mythology. Now specifically there are a lot of them, but we are going to be talking about the Ore, the Erinyes, the Maure, the Sirens, and the Charities. Now, the Ore weren't as nice as these other triads, and they were referred to a lot of different ways. In the earlier period, the general consensus was yes, these are the goddesses of seasons. And then as time went on, they were regarded as goddesses of justice. Now, you will see in the corner there, Hyginus's triad. We're going to ignore that. It's a one-off, kind of annoying. Triad 1 is the most closely linked with the seasons, and that, as I said earlier, they are the goddesses and personifications of the seasons. They were gifted lyre players, and then the image of the Charities, the Maure, and Aphrodite, they were simply just closely linked with all of them. Many of these triads that represent like seasons and nature and like joy and all these things, they are closely linked like that. Also, just Persephone, they hung out with her a lot to my memory. I think they were there when she was kidnapped in one version of the story. Now, the Erinyes, they are Alecto, Megara, and I'm not going to try and pronounce that right now. They are the goddesses of vengeance and punishment. They exacted divine retribution on those guilty of wrongdoing, family crimes especially. They dealt out diseases and madness as punishment. They protected social outcasts. They worked with Hades, and to the Romans, they're the Dirae. This is the only slide I have on them because there's not a whole lot of specific instances of them doing this, but it's kind of not worth it. This was kind of just what they did. Now, the Fates or the Mauri, they are the goddesses of fate and personifications of destiny. They spin a golden thread that represents each individual's fate. They are the daughters of Nyx, and to the Romans, they are the Parcae or the Fata, which is where we get the word fates from. Now, there are three of them. There's Lachesis, who measures the thread. There's Atropos, who cuts the thread. And there's Clotho, who spins the thread. It actually goes Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos. This also corresponds to like their age, Clotho being the youngest, Atropos being the oldest. The thread of life, it is this golden thread that they spin. As I said, they each have a different role in doing it. If you will recall with me for a moment, the Disney movie Hercules, you can see them, the girls cutting the thread. That just like, we're gonna kill you now. It's basically what that is. General mythology-wise, they were typically regarded as even higher than the gods. The gods did not dare interfere with the fates, meaning that even the gods weren't able to many times save their own children or favorite mortals. They interacted with multiple gods throughout mythology, and the Erinyes kind of serve as a tool of the Mauri. Like they kind of like order them to do stuff. Meleager, if you have ever read Percy Jackson, there's a character called Frank, and he is a parallel of Meleager, more of an exact copy. Meleager was born, and then the Fates came out of his fireplace, and they were like, hi Meleager's mom. So basically, we're not really going to control his life the typical way we would. See that log that's burning in the fire, the one that's like really quickly burning? Yeah, that's your son's life. When that fades out, he's going to be dead. So, in Percy Jackson, Frank's grandma did it. In the actual mythology, the mother did it. She took it out. She's like, oh crap. Kind of just stored it away. And as I said, they kept it in a box. But he went on a hunt one day, and Artemis, goddess of hunting, in Greek mythology, it's a big thing. You gotta respect the gods. You gotta pray to the gods. If you don't, bad things happen, such as the prostitutes and Aphrodite. So, because he did not honor Artemis before going on this hunt, Artemis sent a wild boar that wreaked havoc on the hunt and killed Meleager, and tried to kill Meleager. But Meleager killed it and gave the skin to Atlanta. Now, his father was really pissed about this because Meleager's dad thought the skin should have gone to a man. And Meleager was pissed, so he killed the son of this other guy. And then Meleager's mom got pissed and rekindled that little log that was keeping him alive and then killed her own son. Anyways, moving on to the sirens. They entice sailors into drowning. Most importantly, despite what the image I chose represents, they are not mermaids in their original appearance in Greek mythology. They are bird hybrids. They are gifted singers and lyre players, and they are thought to be the daughters of a muse. Now, how we got from bird to mermaid. Some guy in Italy was writing a book about monsters, and he was like, hey, what if they weren't birds? That was literally it. he was like, what if they weren't birds? And he drew them as mermaids. And that is why sirens are mermaids today. They're also a triad. They're not a bunch. Anyway, they lived in a cave. They have this very alluring song. Odysseus was warned by Circe, and she was like, yo, plug your ears. They're going to try and drown you. And he's like, nah, nah, nah. He had his crew tie him to the ship so he could hear the siren song. They're gifted singers. Persephone's on there because I think they hung out with her. Persephone had a lot of friends, basically. But they are birds. Sometimes it's like typically woman head, bird rest. Sometimes they have human arms, I think. Anyways, the charities, they are Aglaea, Eftosine, and Thalia. These are my favorites. They are personified charm, grace, and beauty. As many triads, they are associated with Aphrodite. They are the daughters of Zeus and Urano. They are masters of singing, dancing, and poetry, and to the Romans, they are the Graces. Now, Aglaea married Hephaestus. It was either he never married Aphrodite or he and Aphrodite like got permission to separate, and then he married Aglaea. And that was just kind of it. She kind of just married him. General mythology-wise, these were the girls who dressed Aphrodite when she rose from the sea foam. And then they also were the ones who like helped Aphrodite give Pandora jewelry and clothes and make her beautiful and all these things. Now, that is everything on Triads. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah.